What's happening, family? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Excuse me. Now, before I get started, let me give our usual shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast channel or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have the love to talk boxing. That's all. SEI Boxing Hub is in the building. Salute. Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports Boxing Talk. This is the Tuesday afternoon edition. Hope everybody's doing okay this afternoon. Afternoon rolling along smoothly. Got a big day planned again today. Big week planned, really. It's top 10 week. I'm doing a best top 10 of a few different nationalities. All-time best top 10 of a few different nationalities this week. Yesterday I did the all-time top 10 European boxers. Today, the top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, I had a hard time with that 1 and 2. You will see. Boxing Menu Podcast in the building. Salute, bro. Boxing Menu Podcast. How are you today? I tell you, it's a lot going on in the sports world right now. It's a great time to be a sports fan. We got the NFL playoffs staring us right in the face this weekend. Super Wild Card weekend. Then we got the NBA season going along strongly, giving us great basketball every night. National Hockey League in their season. And I always said those hockey players, they are some outstanding, amazing athletes, man. Pushing the puck up and down the ice, passing it, catching the passes, playing defense, doing all that while they flying up and down the ice on skates, man. That's amazing athletes. All that going on, that's a great job as a sports fan. And then the sport we love called boxing. Back into the schedule, got fights every week now. And besides what's already on the schedule, we're waiting for an announcement from the face of boxing himself, Abdul Wahim. You know, we got Boots scheduled to get back in there early this year. The GOAT hadn't fought since June. Looking for her to be in the ring again soon. I tell you, this sport we love called boxing is on fire right now, man. And we're into another great year. Of course, we got Better Beeb coming up this weekend. That's a pretty good card. Christian and Billy on it. Can you hold on for 1 second, please? Excuse me, people came to do some work on my bathroom. Been waiting all day. I knew they would show up once I got on here, but it's all good. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about this great sport we love called boxing. How we're set up for another great year. And yeah, we got a couple things to do today. We're gonna do the top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time, and the profile is going to be on a Puerto Rican boxer, Felix Trinidad. And we're going to take a look at the history of the lightweight division today, because you know I do a division every day, and today is the lightweight division. So we're going to get to all that very shortly. But I hope everybody's doing okay today. Try to let a few people come into the building. Look like everybody forgot me today, you know. But that's okay. We're going to get started in a moment. This is just me and the Boxing Menu podcast. It's all good. Of course, we have my daily profile on Kazuki Anaguchi, the Japanese boxer that's in the hospital. Hold on for 1 moment, please. Okay. Yeah, I got people here doing some work, but yeah, it's hard to get information on that situation. But the last I heard was as of Saturday, he was still unconscious in the hospital in a medically induced coma. He has a condition called subdural hematoma, and they did a type of brain surgery on him. So, like I said, if you're a praying person, day 1 for Kazuki Anaguchi, please. Because he is one of the people that climbs through those ropes for our entertainment, okay? So if you are a praying person, say 1 for boxer Kazuki Anaguchi. Okay. So let me get ready to get into the program. Now, the profile for today, as I said, will be on Felix Trinidad, one of the great all-time boxers overall, and definitely one of the top Puerto Rican fighters to ever step into the ring. Excuse me for a moment. I got these people here doing some work. I knew they would come right now. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I knew the workers would show up as soon as I went live. But yes, Boxing Mania podcast. Last I heard, he was still unconscious in the hospital, but they said his blood pressure had leveled out, come back to normal. So I guess that's a good sign. Oh, you knew somebody at Fort Trinidad Boxing Mania podcast? Okay. Yeah. You remember the name, who it was? Yeah, he's one of the all-time greats, Felix. Yeah. Yeah, he was he was between 1 and 2 on my all-time Puerto Rican boxers list. It was a hard decision, man. 1 and 2. But you'll see. Yeah. Felix was just a great talent. Had a great career. Definitely in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Sorry about the interruptions. I had some people doing some work on my bathroom. I've been waiting all day. They just happened. I knew they were going to show up as soon as I went live. Henry Hughes, okay. Never heard of him. What weight class? Never heard of Henry. Boxing Mania podcast. Wow. He fought Felix. Okay. What was that, early in his career? Okay. Sorry about the noise. I don't know if you can hear it or not. They're in there working. But the show must go on, right? Okay. All right. The trial today is Lennox Lewis. No, excuse me, Felix Trinidad. Lennox was yesterday. I'm getting it together. You know, you have a home, you're going to run into issues, and things have to be done. But whether you have to come as soon as I went live, right? Oh, it was early. Boxing Mania podcast. I thought so. But how are you today, Boxing Mania podcast? I'm trying to wait till like 2:30 for some more people to get into the building. Usually get at least 8 to 10 people in here. But if not, we'll just get started without them. Yep. But this is the Pound JBT community. Just a group of people that love boxing, love to talk boxing, that's all. Anybody's welcome to join. You don't need to have a podcast or a channel. All you got to do is love to talk boxing. And we welcome you. You know, you see some of us have the hashtag JBT behind our names, but that's not required. And anybody listening, get over there and subscribe to the Boxing Mania podcast. Another good channel in these YouTube streets. Boxing Mania podcast. I'm subscribed. Another good channel. You don't have to have 10 million subscribers to be a good channel. Those channels that's got 10 million subscribers didn't always have 10 million subscribers. So, you know, you got to be small before you can be big, right? Oh, it's raining? Okay. Yeah, it's a little rain in Maryland where I'm at too. Yep. Hope you enjoy the show. Yeah. We're into another good year. And like I said, with all the fights that's already on the schedule, we're waiting on an announcement from the Tank, Boots, the GWOAT, scheduled to get back in there. Potential fight between Savannah Marshall and Franchon Cruz should be in the works. I don't know about Earl and Bud now because of the situation, but came out yesterday. You know, everybody's buzzing about Earl's other eye injury, so Some people think he should just give it up. Talking about your eyes. At least take some time off. Make sure everything is right. Don't just jump right back in there. Boxing is dangerous enough before going in there with an injury like that already. Like, talk about the guy Saturday with the aneurysm fighting. Seemed like Golden Boy just, I heard 2 doctors wouldn't sign off on it because of the aneurysm, and then they went until they found a doctor to sign off on it. That is not good. Excuse me, one more time. Okay. Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right, sir. Sorry about that. Like I told you, the workers showed up right at just about 2 o'clock when I go live. We had all morning. Okay. But I might be in and out. Yeah, free Coach Calvin, man. That's a bad situation. Bad situation, man. Could happen to any of us, It's terrible. That's somebody, I don't know the details on it, but it just sounds like a bad situation to me. Yeah, this year did Boxing Menu podcast. And then it started out with that that card Saturday was just terrible. Once we got the details about the guy had the aneurysm and they let him fight anyway. And then Tony Weeks stopped the fight prematurely because of what was in his mind. It's just crazy. And the good card we started with last year with the Face of Boxing and Andrade and Boots, Rashidi, Miller. Remember that card? That fire card we started out with last year and then to start this year in this fashion. That was just terrible. Just really bad. But it'll get better. We got Better Beeb this weekend. Like I say, Christian and Billy on the card. Talented young boxer. I would like to see Billy and Morrell fight. Everybody's talking about Morrell and Benavidez and Canelo. What about Morrell and Billy? It's that used to be back in the day. 2 up-and-coming young fighters get in there and get it on. You can't get the big guys to get in there with you, fight each other. How about that? You don't need Benavidez and Canelo. Get in there with Billy and Morrell. You 2 get in there. That's true. Boxing Menu podcast. Did he make it? I think he did. I thought somebody said he came in at 156. So what's up, old school? So the word was he moved up to the new weight 54 and didn't even make that. William Old School of Rant in the building. Salute, old school. Of course, today we are going to take a look at the top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time, and the profile will be on Felix Trinidad. Felix Trinidad. Yeah, they say the power is the last thing to go. Boxing Menu podcast. Or the weather has you stuck at home again, old school? Well, that's good. You can spend a couple of hours over here with Cat Sports. We're on Cat Sports Boxing Talk, okay. Yeah, it's raining up here in Maryland, too. Yeah. Yep. But we're going to get into Felix Trinidad and the top 5 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. And 1 and 2 was really tough, I tell you. But you'll see. We're going to work it out. Yeah. And then we were old school. We was talking about this card Saturday. How last year started out with that fire card, and then we had this little controversy Saturday to start the year. I hope that's not a sign of how this year is going to go, because that ended up being trash, man. Golden Boy card to me ended up being trash. The way it ended, man. Putting the guy in there with the aneurysm, and then Tony Weeks, you know, with that in his mind, stopping the fight prematurely, you know, it's just terrible. New Era Boxing and Bets TV in the building. Salute, New Era Boxing and Bets. I'm glad I waited to start this profile, because my people coming in now. Welcome, New Era Boxing and Bets TV. Good to see you. We're going to start this profile on Felix Trinidad in a few minutes. And then after that, I'm going to give you the cash sports list of the top 5 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. This is top 10 week. Doing a different nationality each week, each day, excuse me. Top 10 European boxers were yesterday. Top 10 women boxers of all time will be tomorrow. Okay, don't miss that one. That's a good one. And the profile will be Christy Martin. Okay. How was everybody this afternoon? We got the NFL playoffs staring us straight in the face. A little concerned about my Ravens, as I said yesterday. They didn't play Lamar this weekend, so now with the first round bye, he's going to miss 2 weeks straight, and a few other starters. And he should have at least played him a half, because, you know, timing might be a little off, a little rusty. It don't take much to get you bounced in the NFL playoffs, you know, because you're playing the top teams in the league. That's all that's left playing now. And most of the teams right now are playing their best football right now. So, you know, you want to come in at the top of your game. You don't want to come in there a little off. So I don't know why John Harbaugh did not play those guys at least a half Sunday, knowing he had the bye and wasn't going to play in the first round. That's what I've been saying. The Ravens should be the favorite to win the Super Bowl, but the only way they don't win it will be because of stupid coaching decisions. That will be the only thing that can stop them as good as they're playing right now. It's John Harbaugh and his staff making some stupid decisions, which they do all the time, you know, which they do all the time. 4th and 5 from the 20. He'll go for it instead of kicking the field goal. You got the best kicker, not just the best kicker in the league, the best kicker in NFL history. Most accurate in NFL history on your team. You got the ball at the 20, 4th and 5. You're going to go for it instead of taking the 3 points. So some stupidity like that will be the only thing that can stop the Ravens this year. Okay. And remember, you heard it here on Cash Sports. If they don't win the Super Bowl, it will be because of something dumb like that. Okay? All right, let's get started. Felix Trinidad. I know I keep saying Lennox Lewis, but that was yesterday. The profile today is on former Puerto Rican boxer Felix Trinidad. Okay? Let's go. All ready? All right. Felix Juan Trinidad was born January 10th, 1973. So his birthday is tomorrow. Wow. I read this morning. I didn't even realize that. So happy birthday, Felix. Isn't that something? Maybe I should have waited till tomorrow to do it. Okay, Felix Trinidad, born January 10th, 1973. Okay. Popularly known as Tito Trinidad, right? Former Puerto Rican professional boxer. Competed from 1990 to 2008, 18 years. He held multiple world championships in 3 different weight classes. Considered to be one of the greatest Puerto Rican boxers of all time. Considered he is one of the greatest Puerto Rican boxers of all time. He won 5 national amateur championships in Puerto Rico, and he debuted as a professional when he was 17 years old, and won his first world championship by defeating Maurice Blocker won the IBF welterweight title in 1993. Okay. And he held that title for almost 7 years. Made 15 defenses of it. As his career continued, he defeated Oscar De La Hoya to win the WBC and lineal welterweight titles in 1999. He beat Fernando Vargas to unify the WBA and IBF light middleweight titles in 2000, and William Joppy for the WBA middleweight title in 2001. Remember, he was a 3-division world champion. You appreciate the Boxing Mania podcast. Smash on that like. Do the Ismael Barroso to that like button. Like he did O'Hara Davies. Now, Felix lost his first fight was against Bernard Hopkins in 2001. And after that loss, he retired from boxing for the first time. Showtime, the guy. Salute. Showtime. The guy. Pass is in the building. What's up, Showtime? Welcome to Cast Sports Boxing Talk. Tuesday afternoon edition. Taking a look at Felix Trinidad. Great former Puerto Rican boxer. Not only one of the greatest Puerto Rican boxers of all time, one of the greatest boxers of all time, period. So welcome to Showtime, the guy. Okay. Now, after he lost to B-Hop in 2001, he retired for the first time. Okay. Then he came back in 2004. He beat Ricardo Mayorga. Then he lost to Winky Wright in 2005. He retired for a second time. Okay. So each time after his first 2 losses, he retired. But he returned. This time he came back in 2008. Lost to Roy Jones. So then after he lost to Roy, he left boxing for a while, but he didn't say he was retiring. He just took a little hiatus from boxing. Okay. So those losses must have really bothered him, because his first 2 losses he retired. Then when he lost to Roy Jones, he took some time off. Now he is frequently mentioned among the best Puerto Rican boxers of all time by sports journalists and analysts, along with Juan Laporte, Esteban de Jesus, Wilfredo Vasquez, Miguel Cotto, Wilfredo Benitez, Wilfredo Gomez, Hector Camacho, Edwin Rosario, and Carlos Ortiz. Now, all of those on my list, I don't have Esteban de Jesus on it, and I don't have Juan Laporte on it. You know, it was a tough list. There's some great Puerto Rican boxers out there, man. In 2000, Felix Trinidad won Fighter of the Year by Ring Magazine and the Boxing Writers Association of America. 2 big ones, okay? He's ranked number 30 on the Ring's list of 100 greatest punchers of all time. And in 2002, Ring named him the 51st greatest fighter of the past 80 years. Came in number 51, okay? In 2013, Trinidad became eligible and was voted into the 2014 class of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So he went in on his first ballot, of course. And he was officially inducted in a ceremony on June 4th, 2014, becoming the 10th Puerto Rican boxer to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wow, that's hard to believe. In 2014, only the 10th Puerto Rican? Okay, let's take a look at his amateur career. Wow. Isn't that something? It would have been, did I miss it? 2014, he was only the 6th Puerto Rican to go into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Okay. Yeah. Okay, amateur career. Trinidad was champion in the International Boxing Federation, the World Boxing Association, and the World Boxing Council. He had an impressive record with 42 wins and 3 losses, with 35 by knockout. His career as an athlete in this discipline began at 12 years of age, as he has won 5 awards at the amateur championships in his home country. At 100, 112, 119, 126, and 132 pounds. His amateur record was 51 wins, 6 losses. Not bad. Okay. Professional career. He debuted as a professional March 10th, 1990, when he was 17 years old. His first fight was against Angel Romero, who was also making his debut. Trinidad won by knockout in the second round. And at the beginning of his career, he knocked out 9 of his first 10 opponents. Then, as in his 11th fight, he fought a more experienced boxers like Jake Rodriguez, whom he fought on December 6, 1991. He won that fight by unanimous decision, but suffered an injury on his right hand. He was inactive for 5 months while recovering. Raul Gonzalez fought Trinidad on May 3rd, 1992 in Cayet, Puerto Rico. This fight was the main event of the night. Both Gonzalez and Trinidad weighed in at 142 pounds. Gonzalez had a record of 8-2-3 with 5 knockouts, while Trinidad was 13-0 with 10 knockouts. Started out with a nice knockout rate. Trinidad won by 4th round TKO. Okay, welterweight title. Trinidad traveled to San Diego, California, and defeated the IBF welterweight champion Maurice Blocker in 2 rounds in a fight card on June 19, 1993, televised by Showtime. Trinidad spent the first 2 minutes of the fight analyzing Blocker's style. With 11 seconds left in the first round, one of Trinidad's punches injured Blocker, who barely survived the round. In the second round, the champion's condition improved, but after the first 30 seconds, another Trinidad punch injured him. Trinidad followed with a combination, scoring a knockout at 149 in round 2. The referee stopped the fight. Afterward, tournament organizer Don King's exclusive relationship to stage fights for the cable channel Showtime meant that Trinidad would be showcased regularly on Showtime Championship Boxing. All right, now he had a good fight against Hector Camacho. He fought Camacho on January 29th, 1994. Okay. Trinidad won by unanimous decision. Okay, Trinidad versus Pernell Whitaker. Okay. Jalise Hunt, aka Thomas Hill, is in the building. D for the win. Salute. D for the win is in the building. We are talking about Felix Trinidad, former Puerto Rican boxer. And I'm going to take a look at the top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time after the profile. Trinidad versus Whitaker. On February 20th, 1999, Trinidad defended his welterweight championship against Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, winning the fight by unanimous decision in a contest that marked his 13th successful defense. Remember, I think he defended it like 17 straight times, the welterweight belt. Now, the fight began with both boxers displaying aggressive styles, which included excessive pushing. In the following rounds, both boxers used their jabs most of the time, with Trinidad gaining an advantage when Whitaker attempted to attack inside, eventually scoring a knockdown in round 2. In the 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds, the fighters exchanged combinations. Later in the fight, Both boxers fell to the floor in what was ruled as accidental slips. On the 7th round, Whitaker displayed more offense, trading power punches with Trinidad, but the champion retained control in the fight's tempo during the 8th, 9th, and 10th rounds. In the last round, Whitaker, with a badly swollen right eye, displayed a purely defensive stance, avoiding his opponents throughout the round, while Trinidad continued on the offensive until the fight concluded. The judges gave the fight to Trinidad on scores at 117-111, 118-109, 118-109. I saw that fight. I thought it was a little closer than that, but yeah, Trinidad rightfully won it. But they had the scores kind of too wide. Yeah. Salute, Thomas Hill. How are you today, sir? Good to see you. All right. Then he went up against Oscar De La Hoya in another good fight. Okay. He had a fire resume now. No doubt about that. Trinidad won a close majority decision. 115-113, 115-114, and one judge had it a draw, 114-114. Then after Oscar, he moved up to light middleweight, okay? In 2000, Trinidad vacated the welterweight championships and moved to the junior middleweight division in order to challenge the World Boxing Association champion, David Reed. All right. Trinidad won that fight. 114-107, 114-106, and 115-106. Okay. Next was Fernando Vargas, also at junior middleweight. Okay. And I think did he stop Vargas? Yeah, he stopped Vargas in what round was it? Let me see. He knocked him down 3 times in the round. That's the 3 knockdown rule was in effect. I think it was the 8th. 5th round. Like the combination of Trinidad's body in the 8th round. Oh, right, I was right. It was the 8th round. Knocked Vargas down 3 times. The referee waved the fight off. Then he moved to middleweight. Fought William Joppy at middleweight. And then he got in there against B-Hop. Of course, he beat William Joppy. B-Hop beat him. Trinidad versus B-Hop. It was a middleweight unification fight between Hopkins and Trinidad. It was originally scheduled for September 15th, 2001. Okay. At the Madison Square Garden. On the morning of September 11th, remember, terrorists attacked the World Trade Center. That was that year. Following that incident, the fight was postponed indefinitely. After receiving assurances from Madison Square Garden, officials in the city of New York, Don King rescheduled the fight for September 29th. Okay. The pace of the fight in the early rounds was slow, with each boxer studying his opponent. In the second round, Hopkins connected some combinations while Trinidad pursued the offensive in the 4th round, and both boxers traded sequences of punches. This pattern continued into the 5th round, with Trinidad showing an aggressive style, while Hopkins relied on jabs. In the 6th round, Trinidad continued an offensive stance and won the round after trading several combinations. Both fighters continued to exchange punches in the 8th and 9th round, with Hopkins connecting 3 consecutive solid punches. In the 12th round, Hopkins scored a knockdown. But before the contest could continue, Trinidad's father entered the ring, which led to the referee stopping the fight by technical knockout. Wow. So he lost to B-Hop. And once after that B-Hop fight, he retired, okay? I think that was his first retirement. But then he came back against Ricardo Mayorga. Mike Ryan. Salute. What's happening, Mike Ryan? How are you today, bro? Mike Rhyme in the building. Going over the life and career of former Puerto Rican boxer, Felix Trinidad. One of the all-time greats. Then on May 14th, 2005, he had his fight against Winky Wright, okay? On May 14th, 2005, Trinidad competed against Winky Wright in a fight where the winner would become the World Boxing Council's #1 challenger in the middleweight division. Wright won the fight by decision, receiving scores of 120, 107, 119, 108 2 times. I saw that fight. I didn't really think that was that wide of it. Wright beat him, but wow. The judges, one of them didn't give Felix a round, okay? The other two had it 119, 108. Anybody see that fight? I didn't think it was that bad of a beating, to tell you the truth. Okay, but anyway, he beat Winky Wright by a wide decision. Then he retired again after that fight. Then he made his second comeback against Roy Jones Jr. Okay, Trinidad came out of his second retirement for a fight against former 40 division champion Roy Jones Jr. on January 19, 2008. According to the contract, it was contested at a catch weight of 170 pounds and was broadcast live on HBO pay-per-view. The card took place at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Trinidad began the fight on the offensive and won the first 2 rounds. The third and fourth rounds were won by Jones, who relied on the velocity of his punches. This pattern continued in the 5th and 6th rounds. In the 7th round, Jones scored a knockdown following a right hand. Following this, Jones continued to use his speed while Trinidad pursued the offensive. In the 10th round, Jones scored a second knockdown after landing a combination. The judges declared the fight a unanimous decision in favor of Jones, who scored a 117, 109, 116, 110 twice. After the Roy Jones fight, then he retired. Okay? After this fight, Trinidad was inactive for almost 2 years before announcing on October 14, 2009, that he was between 95 and 90% sure that he would not do anything more within boxing. During this time frame, he made sporadic public appearances, attending boxing cards and participating in public activities, including a ceremony where Juan Manuel Lopez and Yvonne Calderon received rings for 5 successful defenses of their world championships. Lonnie Lee. What's up, Lonnie Lee? How are you today, bro? Let's talk about Felix Trinidad, former Puerto Rican great. Salute and welcome to Lonnie Lee. Sorry about the noise. They're doing some work on my bathroom. My wife is out there with. I waited. I was off, waited all day, and they showed up right about 2 o'clock. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, that's good, Lonnie Lee. I figured you just got off. You must be at that first red light. Okay. So Felix had took off some time after he lost to Roy Jones. Now, beginning in July 2009, he became involved with the World Wrestling Council, participating as a guest referee at their anniversary show. 3 months later, he was included in a storyline that also included Orlando Colon. In 2010, Trinidad expressed interest in purchasing the Changos de Naranjito. On September 12, 2018, Judge Anthony Cuevas Ramos signed a letter which declared that the Banco Popular de Puerto Rico must pay Trinidad $2 million within 24 hours due to them only owing him interest money from his personal accounts of the bank. Okay, let's take a look at his personal life. Sorry about the noise. Okay, we're going to close out with a quick look at Felix's personal life. Okay, this is short. Felix Trinidad was born in Fajardo, Puerto Rico, to a Puerto Rican family. During his childhood, the family moved to Cupey Alto, a subdivision of San Juan, Puerto Rico, where he grew up. His future wife, Sharon Santiago, lived in Cupey and first met Trinidad in the home of her neighborhood friend, a classmate of Trinidad's. Trinidad pursued a relationship with Santiago, including an attempt to impress her with his red Ford Mustang. He continued to press for her affection, and with the help of Santiago's neighbor, Trinidad was able to win her over. Early on, Santiago's mother thought that Trinidad was related to her daughter's friend, but she realized the true situation when she visited the friend's house, and he acted nervous in her presence. Santiago's father objected to the relationship because Trinidad was an athlete. At the time, many athletes had a negative public image. Santiago became rebellious, but Trinidad eventually won her family's trust. The couple was married 4 years after they began dating and have had 4 daughters. A daughter named Alondra Nicole from another relationship. There you have it. Felix Trinidad, former Puerto Rican great, former all-time great. Felix Tito Trinidad. Okay. And today we're going to take a look at the Cast Sports top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. And I will tell you now that 1 and 2 was tough, man. And you can take 1 and 2 and flip-flop them, and you can't be mad, man. That was a tough one, though. But how is everybody today? A little rainy day. Good day to be inside with Cast Sports. NFL playoffs coming up this weekend. Everybody ready? My Ravens don't play on the first round. They got to bye. And then our dumb coach, John Harbaugh, going to sit Lamar and some other starters Sunday. Now they're going to miss 2 weeks straight. The dummy should have played them for at least a half, you know? Because the playoffs, man, all you got to do is be a little bit off. It don't take much to get bumped. You know, you're playing the top teams. And most teams are playing their best football right now this time of year. And like I was saying earlier, the only way the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl is by some stupid coaching decision, man. And John Harbaugh will do it. He will do it. He's a good coach, but I think every now and then he get a brain lock or something, man. He get a brain lock. I bet old school would love to have it, though, instead of that coach they got down there in New Orleans. You would love to have John Harbaugh, wouldn't you, old school? You can keep that guy y'all got down there. So I heard that he coming back next year, old school. I thought that guy was getting fired. How in the world are y'all keeping him? The Saints ain't gonna never get no better. Wow, that's terrible. So what we got this weekend? We got Better Be Eve. Who's he fighting? Callum Smith, Christian and Billy on the card. And you know, I would like to see Christian and Billy and David Morrell. Because just like Morrell is talking about Benavidez, Canelo, back in the old days, you didn't forget them. Him and Billy fight each other, man. Forget Benavidez and Canelo. They're not going to fight you. Just fight each other. Come on, man. 2 young lions like Billy and Morrell in there, man. That might be better than Morrell and Benavidez or Canelo. That would be a battle. 2 up-and-coming youngsters, man. Okay. Oh, so they're going to add John Gruden to the staff? Why don't they just make him the head coach, old school? What is your head coach in New Orleans' name anyway? I forgot. But I thought sure they was going to get rid of him. But they did finish. They had a little burst at the end of the season. A little momentum going into next year, I guess. You know. Yeah. But John Gruden. Yeah, Dennis Allen. Right, Dennis Allen. John Gruden would be an excellent head coach. Former Super Bowl winning coach. I think he took a couple different teams. I know he won it with Tampa Bay. But did he take the Raiders? I thought he took another team to the Super Bowl. But I know he won it with Tampa Bay. Yeah. And he's going to take a head assistant job. So Dennis Allen going to be looking over his shoulder. You got an assistant coach like John Gruden. I'm the head coach. I'm not feeling too comfortable. You know what I mean, old school? John Gruden, my top assistant coach. Man, I'm wondering what's going on. Is that my replacement? You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a look at these top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time now. Let me get my stuff together here. Yeah, they're working on my bathroom. They came right at 2 o'clock. I could have just, just had, But it's all good. It's got to be done, right? Fortunately, my wife out there, she was off today, so she's taking care of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, old school. Dennis Allen can't be feeling too good. You got an assistant like John Gruden on the staff. I would go on and resign. Because one slip up, he's out of there. And John Gruden is in. I mean, any head coach got John Gruden on his staff going to be looking over their shoulder, man. Like, what is he here for? John Gruden's not exactly your normal assistant coach. But let me get through this because I'm going to drop the link after I do this top 10 Puerto Rican. It's not going to take long. Okay, the Cast Sports top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. Salute, One Eye Willie. Whoa, what a name. I love that name. One Eye Willie in the building, y'all. One Eye Willie. Man. Is that some kind of wife at Earl or something, One Eye Willie? As long as you come in here and subscribe and hit that like button, I don't care what your name is. Welcome, One Eye Willie. Like and subscribe, please. We got a new person in the building named One Eye Willie. He didn't hit the like or subscribe. Okay, but it's all good. Mr. One Eye Willie. It's all good. They would keep Allen as defensive coordinator, which is a demotion. Yes, a demotion. He probably won't stay, I wouldn't. I mean, I got a job and you're going to replace me and they're going to just want me to work for the person you replaced me with? Oh, no, I ain't doing that, man. No, I ain't doing that. No. Oh, thank you, One Eye Willie. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Now hit the like. And me and you is all good. We like that. But I'm just messing with you. Welcome to One Eye Willie. Appreciate you, bro. Always a pleasure to see a new person. Okay, we're going to look at the top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. One moment, please. I'm going to check with these workers real quick. I'll be right back. Thank you, One Eye Willie. Appreciate you. Be right back. Oh, shoot, sorry. Okay,
I got your stick, I got your tub going, and I got your stick also, okay?
I appreciate it. Okay. Have a good day. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, he got everything fixed. Because I was getting a little, my tub and my sinks and everything was kind of like backing up a little bit. He got it together, yeah. Much as he charged, he should get that shit together. No, just joking. Okay. But it's all good. I mean, you got a home, you're going to have to kick out some ducats. Okay, Wim Old School says, Allen is soft. He would take the devotional. He is a good defensive coordinator, but he ain't head coaching with that material. Okay. How long has he been the head coach of Old School? He just had laser eye surgery. You can see 2020 now. Okay. All right, One Eye Willie. Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah. Heard something about that. Surgery. Okay, yeah. 2 years, that's all. Okay. Yeah. And they did have a winning season this year, Old School, right? Didn't they have a winning season this year? 9-8 or something, wasn't it? So yeah. Yeah, but all jokes aside, if I was the head coach and John Gruden on my staff, I ain't feeling too good about that, man. Because John Gruden ain't not exactly the assistant coaching material, man. That's a head coach, Super Bowl winning head coach. So it's like you get to meet your replacement before you get fired, right? That's what that sounds like. All right, top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. This is a little introduction. Boxing found its way to Puerto Rico and has gone ahead to attract some of the best fighters ever seen in the ring, producing the most amateur and professional champions. Puerto Rico had at least one world champion in every boxing weight class in 2004, okay? Making its way on the list of countries with the most world boxing champions, okay? Can't read my own writing. With boxing an influence in the boxing ring and entertaining the boxing fans in the ring, the Puerto Rican boxers have legitimately earned their way into the Boxing Hall of Fame. The nation has been outstanding in producing phenomenal boxing talents. Boxing has a large fan base all over the world, and the boxers have been able to resonate with a lot of people, creating a huge following. I couldn't read my own writing. But here we go. Okay, drum roll. The top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all times. At number 10 is Jose Torres. Okay? Jose Torres. Yeah, Jose. Okay. A silver medalist at the 1956 Summer Olympics. Now, this is all time, so it had to be fair. A silver medalist at the 1956 Summer Olympics, Jose Torres beat Willie Pastrana to capture the light heavyweight world championship in 1965. Torres' 1966 victory over Eddie Cotton was the ring's fight of the year, okay? Torres was trained by Custer Mato, trained the heavyweight champions Floyd Patterson and Mike Tyson, and he employed a similar peekaboo style to close distance. He was the favorite sparring partner for Muhammad Ali when preparing for Joe Frazier. In addition to his Hall of Fame career in boxing, Torres was a noted columnist and author. He wrote important biographies of both Ali and Tyson. He also served as president of the WBO. Torres' career record was 41 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 29 knockouts. Number 10, Jose Torres. What's up, Remo? Let's talk fashion. Remo Pound JBT, excuse me. And Remo Pound JBT has a new show coming up called Let's Talk Fashion. I think tomorrow, right, Remo? Isn't the first show dropping tomorrow? Yeah. Remo Pound JBT, Let's Talk Fashion. Another fire show for the Pound JBT lineup. All right, let's go JBT. I told you. Remo also has the clothing line richstretch.com. So a lot of big things going on over there in that JBT. Y'all better get with the program, man. Okay. Salute though, the Remo Pound JBT. Okay. We're at number 9. Where's our book at? Number 9, top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. Pedro Martinez. Okay. Pedro Martinez was an early Puerto Rican boxing star, emerging in the 1930s as a top-ranked contender at lightweight and welterweight. He is regarded as among the most talented fighters to never win a world title. He came close to winning the lightweight title in 1937 when he lost by majority decision to Lou Ambers at the Polo Grounds. He had previously recorded a win over Ambers. Martinez also fought all-time pound-for-pound star Hank Armstrong, losing by TKO. His career record was 91 wins, 8 losses, 4 draws, with 50 knockouts. Pedro Martinez, number 9. Number 8, Wilfredo Vasquez. Okay, Wilfredo Vasquez coming in at number 8. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay, right after hardcore. All right, that is great. Right after hardcore boxing news, we have Remo's pound JBT. Hashtag JBT, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, the debut show. Don't miss it. I know I'm not. Looking forward to that, Remo. Another fire show to the JBT lineup. All right. Wilfredo Vasquez was a 3-division world champion during the 1990s. He held the WBA bantamweight, super bantamweight, and featherweight titles. Vasquez dropped the bantamweight title to Koikor Galaxy. Well, I butchered that name bad. Koikor Galaxy by split decision in Galaxy's native Thailand. Moving up to super bantamweight, he won the title by stopping Raul Perez in the 3rd round. The 132-pound division was Vasquez's best weight class. No, excuse me. 122-pound division was Vasquez's best weight class, although he did go on to capture a belt at featherweight. Vasquez is among the most talented fighters on British star Nassim Hamad's resume. Vasquez lost to Hamad by round 7 TKO. Slow down, guys. For his career, Vasquez was 56-9-2 with 41 knockouts. Okay. Number 8 was Wilfredo Vasquez. Coming in at number 7 on the Cast Sports Top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time, Edwin Rosario. Number 7, Edwin Rosario. Now we get into some names y'all might have heard of. Edwin Rosario was a top lightweight of the 1980s, holding different versions of the belt 3 times during that decade. Like many of the top stars of the era, he went down against the great Julio Cesar Chavez. The hard-punching Chapo lost a split decision to Hector Camacho and went 1-1 with Frankie Randall. He went 1-1 with Frankie Randall, Juan Nazario, and Jose Luis Ramirez. Other top fighters Rosario beat include Livingstone Bramble and Olympic gold medalist Howard Davis Jr., who didn't beat Howard Davis when he turned pro. For his career, Rosario was 47 wins, 6 losses with 41 knockouts. At number 7, we had Edwin Rosario. Coming in at number 6 on the Cast Sports Top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time, Hector Macho Camacho. Number 6, Hector Camacho. So if Camacho's 6, that top 5 got to be fire, right? If Camacho is 6, that top 5 got to be lit. All right. A little bit about Hector. One of the most colorful boxers in sports history, and one of the biggest stars of the 1980s and 1990s, Hector Camacho was tragically murdered by a gunshot in 2012. During his 30-year career, he compiled a record of 78 wins, 6 losses, 3 draws, with 38 knockouts. Camacho was a 3-division world champion. He beat such stars of his era as Jose Luis Ramirez, Edwin Rosario, Ray Mancini, Freddie Roach, and Cornelius Boza Edwards. He sent Ray Leonard into permanent retirement and beat Roberto Duran twice late in Duran's career. Now, Sugar Ray Leonard had no business still in the ring at that time. And the second fight, Duran really beat that one. Duran was robbed. But he did beat Duran one time. And he did send Sugar Ray into retirement, although Sugar Ray had no business still in the ring. Camacho stayed active until 2010, fighting until age 48. All right. Coming in at number 5. Okay, here's the top 5 of the Cash Sports. Top 10 Puerto Ricans of all time. Top 5. Coming in at number 5, Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto. Finally, somebody close to this era. But you know, this is all times, and a lot of those guys from back in the day were just better to me, you know. Okay, number 5, Miguel Cotto. All right. Cotto was one of the most popular boxing stars of his generation. He was a dominant champion at light welterweight and a top fighter at 147, where he beat Shane Mosley and Zab Judah, among others. Cotto was a skilled, versatile fighter and was able to give Floyd Mayweather some of his toughest rounds he had when they fought at 154. For his career, Cotto went 38. Oh, shit. That's not right. Okay, his record is not right, but I'll get that for you in a moment. Cotto's record. Let me get it for you now. Sorry about that. I overlooked that. I got everybody's record. I didn't even write Cotto's record in my little summation. But it is very easily solved. Let's go to his box back way. I don't know how I did that. Rushing. Did not put Cotto's record in my little summation. Sorry, here it is right here. Miguel Cotto's record was, come on, 41 wins, 6 losses. Well, 41 wins, 6 losses. 33 knockouts. There you have it. 41 wins, 6 losses. 33 knockouts for Miguel Cotto. Okay? All right. Coming in at number 4, we have Wilfred Benitez. Wilfred Benitez at number 4. Okay? Wilfred Benitez was the youngest fighter to ever capture a world championship, winning the WBA light welterweight title from Antonio Cervantes when he was just 17 years old. Youngest ever, 17 years old. That still stands to this day. At the time, Cervantes was a veteran of nearly 90 professional fights. So Benitez was 17, and he took the title from this guy that had 90 fights. Benitez would go on to win world titles at welterweight and light middleweight, okay? So he got junior welterweight, and light middleweight, 3-division champion. One of the great defensive fighters of all time, Benitez gets unfairly overlooked in historical terms due to the era he fought in, okay? He fought during the Four Kings era. So he's very, very underrated fighter. Fighters like Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler take higher acclaim than the Puerto Rican legend. Yeah. Benitez, that is very understated. That's the understatement of the year. He gets very overlooked because of the era he fought in. Benitez defeated Duran and lost in very competitive fights to Hearns and Leonard. Never fought Hagler. By majority decision to Hearns and by a TKO in the 15th round to Leonard. For his career, Benitez was 53 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, 31 knockouts. And we are down to the top 3. Okay. Coming in at number 3, Carlos Ortiz. A lot of y'all might not have heard of him. Fought 50s, late 50s, 60s. But let's take a look at Carlos. Oh, yeah, old school. Jay usually be resting this time of day when I'm on. Yeah. Because he's up most of the night, most times, working on things. And this time of day is when he usually rests, you know. after his show and on into mine. Yeah. Okay, number 3 was Carlos Ortiz on the top 10 Puerto Rican fighters of all time. Carlos Ortiz was a light welterweight world champion from 1959 to 1960. Then he moved down to lightweight and became the division's premier fighter of the 1960s, holding the world title from 1962 to 1965 and from 1965 to 1968. Not many fighters do that. Go down and win titles. Okay, most fighters go up. Ortiz went down and won another championship. A slick technical boxer, Ortiz recorded victories over fellow Hall of Famers Joe Brown, Flash Elord, and Sugar Ramos. He fought to a draw with junior welterweight champ and Hall of Famer Nicolino Loach. Ortiz retired in 1972 after losing by knockout for the only time in his career to rising star Ken Buchanan. Ortiz's career record was 61 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw with 30 knockouts. Now the top 2 on the top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time was very difficult, extremely difficult, man. And you can switch them around, flip-flop a 1-2, and you can't be mad, man. But man, I had a hard time with these 2. But coming in at number 2, Felix Trinidad, number 2 on the Cat Sports top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. Felix Trinidad. It was hard getting between 1 and 2, but I put Felix at 2. Okay. Felix Trinidad was a 3-division world champion, capturing titles at welterweight, light middleweight, and middleweight. He never lost a fight below 160 pounds. Okay? Trinidad was a durable fighter with a legendary left hook. Yeah, that left hook was fire. Anybody ever seen Trinidad left hook know what I'm talking about. Legendary. At welterweight, he beat such greats as Hector Camacho, Pernell Whitaker, and Oscar De La Hoya. He moved up to 154 and beat Fernando Vargas for the belt, then went up to 160 and became a champion there by beating William Joppy. And remember, he never lost a fight below middleweight, okay? He lost once he went up, he lost to B-Hop, lost to Roy Jones, lost to, who else? I can't remember. Trinidad's first career loss was a memorable one by round 12 TKO to Bernard Hop in a unification fight in Madison Square Garden. Trinidad ended his career with back-to-back losses to Winky Wright and Roy Jones Jr. That's the Winky Wright, right? B-Hop, Roy Jones, and Winky Wright. Okay, thank you. For his career, Tito was 42-3 with 35 knockouts. And those 3 losses, man, B-Hop, Roy Jones, Winky Wright, that ain't nothing to hang your head about, man. You know, all above middleweight. All right, number 1. Anybody from the 70s, 80s era already know who number 1. I know who Bruce Gas. I wish Bruce Gas did it. He probably could write it in the chat before I say it. Number 1. And like I say, number 1 and number 2 was interchangeable. You can switch them around and nobody can be mad. All right. But coming in at number 1 on the Cat Sports top 10 Puerto Rican fighters of all time. Drum roll, please. Wilfredo Gomez. Wilfredo Gomez. Okay. Wilfredo Gomez is the greatest super bantamweight and one of the top knockout punchers of all time. He started his career with a draw in his first fight, then went on to win his next 32 fights, all by stoppage. Okay. First fight was a draw. Then he won his next 32 fights by stoppage. Okay. After a dominant run at super bantamweight, Gomez stepped up to featherweight to face Mexican great Salvador Sanchez in a super fight. Watched that again last night. Anybody who haven't seen Wilfredo Gomez, Salvador Sanchez, classic Puerto Rican versus Mexican, man. You need to watch that. Wilfredo Gomez, Salvador Sanchez. I watched it last night. Gomez got knocked down in the first round, and Larry Holmes and all of them announcing had him out of it. He came back though. But Gomez suffered the first loss of his career, but still went on to capture a world title at 126 pounds when he beat Juan Laporte by unanimous decision. After losing his featherweight title to Azuma Nelson, Gomez moved up to 130 and became a 3-division champion, where he beat Rocky Lockridge by majority decision. For his career, Gomez was 44 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 42 knockouts. Okay. Number 1, Wilfredo Gomez. Let's review Cash Sports top 10 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. Number 10, Jose Torres. Number 9, Pedro Martinez. Number 8, Wilfredo Vasquez. Number 7, Evan Rosario. Number 6, Hector Macho Camacho. Number 5, Miguel Cotto. Number 4, Wilfred Benitez. Number 3, Carlos Ortiz. Number 2, Felix Tito Trinidad. And number 1, Wilfredo Gomez. All right, there you have it. Now, tomorrow will be the, what is tomorrow going to be? Oh, tomorrow is going to be the women. Top 10 women boxers of all time. Okay? And the profile will be on women boxer Christy Martin. Don't miss that one. Okay? That's going to be a good one. All right. Now, let's take a quick look at a history of the lightweight division. And then we're going to chop it up some. For anybody, the kids to come up and chop it up. I'm going to drop the link. Okay? Quick look at the history of the lightweight division. It's lightweight today, right? Doing a different division every day. I started at heavyweight, and I'm down to a lightweight. What's up, T Hill? How you doing today? And don't forget, tomorrow at 10 a.m., the debut of hashtag Let's Talk Fashion from Remo, pound JBT. Another fire show in the pound hashtag JBT lineup. Okay? Now, history of the lightweight division. Back in 1738, Jack Broughton introduced the lightweight division. During this era, it meant that any fighter weighing less than 160 pounds was considered to be a lightweight. Now the lightweight division, it's over 130 pounds and up to 135 pounds weight class in the sport of boxing. Now notable lightweight boxers include fighters that came to that division: Henry Armstrong, Ken Buchanan, Tony Canzonieri, Pedro Carrasco, Joe Casamaya, Al Bummy Davis, Oscar De La Hoya, Roberto Duran, Joe Gans, Arthur Gregorian, Benny Leonard, Ray Mancini, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Juan Manuel Marquez, Sugar Shane Mosley, Miguel Angel Gonzalez, Carlos Ortiz, Katie Taylor, Evan Valero, Lynn Wickworth, Pernell Whitaker, Manny Pacquiao, and Ike Williams. Okay? Current world champions at the lightweight division are as follows. Okay. IBF. Wait a minute. WBO champion. They still have Devin Haney. Which is not, I think he's dropped all of them. Because Loma and Kambosos fight for the IBF. But anyway, the WBA is Abdul Wahid, and the WBC is Shakur Stevenson. IBF and WBO is vacant, I do believe. Okay. Now, here's a list of the ring rankings. Okay. Current ring rankings. Now, these are not my rankings. These are ring rankings. Okay. The champion is vacant. At number 1, they have Vasil Lomachenko. Number 2, Abdul Wahid. Number 3, Isaac Cruz. Number 4, Shakur Stevenson. Number 5, William Zepeda. 6, Frank Martin. 7, Raymond Muratalla. 8, George Kambosos Jr. 9, Maxie Hughes. 10, Jermaine Ortiz. And I think Jermaine is at 140 now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I'm gonna drop this link in here for this last 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes before Just Do Boxing comes in here. So, let's chop it up for a little while or whatever we're gonna do for this last 30 minutes. Okay? I think it's gonna be right today. How was everybody today, though? It's a rainy Tuesday in Baltimore where I'm at. I'm happy the man came and fixed my bathroom. So I'm happy. I know my wife is happy. You say I took forever to call the people. Better late than never. And she had to stand out there and deal with her. I know she listening. She ain't chatting today. You out there, Miss Cass? Say something. Look at that. I'm messing up again, old school. Old school tried to get up here yesterday and I had the wrong thing up. Okay, here I come. Now I could sing to y'all while I'm putting this link and turn the music down. I think y'all would like. Let me turn this music down and sing. Okay, link coming in. Excuse me for 1 second. I got to be quiet for a second so I can get this in. Yeah, old school. Jay usually rests in this time of day. He popped in at the end yesterday. I was kind of busy this morning. I missed his show. I was busy sleeping. No, I ain't waiting for the people to come fix the bathroom. Which they came right at 2 o'clock when I went live, like I knew they would. Me and Boxing Menu Podcast was the only ones in here. How is everybody's Tuesday afternoon going, though? There it is. Okay, here we go. There's the link. Oh, it's called hashtag Let's Talk Fashion, Lonnie Lee. Remo's channel is hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Because Remo has his own clothing line. richthreads.com, www.richthreads.com. Okay. Yeah. And it's hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. That's Remo's new show. Dropping tomorrow. Let's Talk Fashion by Remo. Another fire show in the JBT lineup. I'll tell y'all, man, that JBT is never know what you might find in the JBT, man. I'm telling you now. I want you to know. We got all these fire channels. We got clothing lines. And who knows what else? Might pop up in the JBT. There's Remo right there. There's Remo from Let's Talk Fashion right there. What's up? What's up, Remo?
What's up, brother, man? How you
Somebody was asking what the name of your... Not too much. Slow motion. What's up with you today?
Ain't nothing. It was a soggy day in Brooklyn, man. There's a lot of rain.
You there, Remo?
The early day. Yeah, you get me?
Yeah. Down here too.
Yeah, it was crazy
Down
out
here
here.
too.
So I took it.
Tell us about your
I
new
ain't doing
channel,
overtime.
Remo. Give us like a little...
Synapses?
Hey, Remo.
Yeah, you get me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so give us a rundown on your new channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You hear me?
basically, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
The synopsis of the show is basically me giving a general idea of the influence that is the culture, which is hip hop, sports, and fashion, and how they all intertwine in each other when it comes to sports. So I touch a little bit on like, you know, where the fashion sense came from, like in the past, and how it's influencing on today's society.
Okay.
So this episode, the episode that's going to drop, is basically discussing how like people like Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, etc. shaped the way that the culture is today.
All right.
Without saying too much, and then I already got the second episode in motion, and that's basically like each week we'll be talking about something different. So the following episode will be the flashy lifestyles of certain people, and I highlighted a couple other individuals. I don't want to say too much so everybody can enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then also how the culture has influenced people in a negative way, and they've been distracted and lost, you know, the direction that they should have been heading in. So we've seen people like, you know, Brawner, and, you know, I mean, I'm just naming other people that's not highlighted that could be highlighted. But you know, when sometimes being in the eye of the public sometimes make you lose focus, and, you know, so I just highlighted, you know, the good and the bad. So it's just, you know, enjoying my time. You know, I told y'all, I big up y'all all the time now, because it's harder to talk to your damn self than I thought it was.
Right. Yeah.
But
of course.
But you know, it'll get better. It'll get better with time. You just got to get more familiar. I bought some equipment too to help with the audio and stuff like that. So, you know, baby steps.
It's gonna be on Wednesday, right? We're on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it out every Wednesday at 10 a.m. So as soon as Jay get off of it, it'll be something to carry people over until
that's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know lunchtime people have time, or, you know, I know a lot of people tap in with KQKC, and, you know, so I try to squeeze my time in between there. So, you know, give them a little bit of entertainment factor. You'll get a little bit of boxing talk mixed in with a lot with some sports talk. But like I said in the show,
something different.
You know, I'm on a JBT network, but, you know, sometimes it's not always just about sports. Like, you know, it's about life.
That's
and
right.
Goals, you know, projections in life, and, you know, shit like that. So.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Give you a new voice and something to, you know what I mean, something to feel, and then at the same time I can also show my designs as well, like some of the clothes be featured in the show, so you can actually put an eye on it, like, oh, that's fly, like, let me look at this, or, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's gonna be good. I'll be there.
Listen, man, I appreciate it. I mean, I appreciate y'all sharing the platform for me to even, you know, get into all of this. Yeah.
That's how they did me, so, you know, when I was just coming in, all the channels, you know, Bryce and Jay and all those people. Yeah.
Yeah, growing, not little channel.
Yeah.
Growing channel, not little channel, right? Correct?
Right, yeah. Yeah, I dropped the little.
Good. You're talking that bullshit. I ain't like that. I like that. Come on now.
Right.
Give yourself a little credit, baby.
How you like the list? The top 10 list?
Listen, I come here to get informed, to be honest with you, because I'm still learning a lot of the sports, but like I don't really tap into the old shit until I really hear it from y'all. Between you and Aunt McQueen, y'all be giving me homework to go do, you know?
Okay.
So
I haven't seen Aunt for a couple of days.
And be a voyeur. He listens, but I guess he's trying to get his zen in life. So he's trying to, you know, New Year, trying to work in between his balance.
Okay.
But we tapping on Instagram every once in a while, and, you know, he good.
Okay.
He just, you know, he be with Tommy working out, and, you know, it's just life shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love that casual corner he had. I was learning from that, man. I've been watching boxing like 40 years, but I was still picking up stuff from Ant over there on that casual corner.
You gotta figure out a way to get his message out without the strikes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
That's the only thing. But, you know, people been so hard on protecting their content. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
And, he had a lot of film in it. That was where the problem probably was coming in. He showed a lot of film,
Yeah, there's loopholes around it. It's just studying to know how to navigate around that shit.
Yeah.
Once you get around it, because it's like he's putting out good information. He's giving out looks that, like, regardless if a casual or hardcore is looking at it, they're like, yo, like, what makes you see that? Or, what
I know.
makes you look?
Yeah, stuff that you watched the fighter you never even thought of was happening until you listen to that. Like, what? Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I missed the hangout this morning, too. Were you in there this morning?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I missed it.
My man B3 was in there standing 10 toes down. He was giving his takes, and they're trying to figure out, if Devin's going ahead to back to from being a pay-per-view fighter back to the mainstream,
Yeah.
But good conversation always over there, just give a platform for everybody to get their words off and shit like that,
Yeah. As far as Devin and Tank, I don't think we ever want to see that fight.
I don't like to argue about it no more. If it happens, it happens.
I think the weight differential is just too much, man.
I don't even care for that conversation. I just think Devin has so many options that's in front of him that are dangerous. The problem with those options being so dangerous, he ain't gonna get paid for what he wants to be paid for. But those dudes don't care because they just want the opportunity. Because he put a flag on himself stating that they say everything but they want to fight. So
right.
Now these cats, all of them want to fight. Like,
all of them saying it now. Yeah. Yep. Everybody want to fight.
Yeah, and they had that weight class as well. It was like, those dudes don't really play around at
140.
140. Yeah, they don't play around. So like, what's the saying? Shit'll get off the pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that weight class is fire. Then you got the old man making noise. With the old man got the first round knockout Saturday. Everybody he'll put his name back out there, Barroso.
Yeah, he gave
the big first round knockout. Everybody buzzing about that.
He gave a good showing of why he was robbed, though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
he did.
It's not like he came back into the fold like and then got like sparked out, where it was like it was an anomaly for that one fight. He really like put shit on notice. Like, you know what I mean? I'm one of these guys. Like,
Yeah, he came back strong, did he?
Yeah. And, you can't say like it was Brody should be embarrassed. I think the dude just hit hard.
It's B3. It's B3 right there, Remo. What's up, B3? We got like 20 minutes. I'm gonna top it up with us. B3 probably at work.
B3 wasn't fooling around with them this morning. He was giving his hard takes.
Oh, he was listening to. He's talking about what we was just there. It's right there. What's up, B3Z? What's happening?
What's good, family? What up, Cass? What up, Remo?
What's going on, man? I was telling him you was standing on your square this morning, man. You ain't care what nobody was saying, bro.
Hey, listen, I gotta stand on it, but I definitely do be trying to hear from both sides because, with these conversations, a lot of times our bias comes through.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
And
Right.
So like, if I wasn't on this side with y'all, Remo, I would be arguing for Tank on another side. You see what I'm saying? But it's just like you saying, it's really all fun it's really all fun. Like you say, you love this shit. Like I love this shit too. The only thing with me is that how I was brought up and everything, I always gotta keep it respectful because when if I can't talk or disrespect nobody on the internet or you know what I'm saying, like I just feel like that's hella corny.
You're not that kind of person, no way, B3.
Yeah, absolutely not. But like Remo said, like I jumped on during the hangout this morning. The whole conversation. When I first kind of jumped in, Jay was talking about the conversation was about Spence, or the show was about Spence, but you already know Devin is like a he's like a boiling topic right now in boxing. And to be honest with you,
he is. We've been
to be
for a
honest
while
with you,
too. Yeah.
Hey, Kat, and let me ask you this: he has been, and it's funny that it's almost like everybody always has opinions about Devin, but you remember like the conversation was nobody know him, but if nobody know him, how we gonna converse about him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, where was that? So nobody know him. People know him.
So you are after.
Yeah, I never said
that was how do I put this? That was the talking point when I'm clocking out from work right now.
Yeah, I heard that though, B3. I've heard that conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a talking point, and like that's what I'm saying. I gotta stand on this square, and Remo know I gotta stand on this square because it just seems like when it comes to Devin, it's an effort to keep him from superstar status. That's it. It's not. You can go fight whoever you want. If you wanted to go over to UK and fight, if you want to go to Australia and fight, that's cool. But they don't want him to get a pay-per-view date. They don't want him taking 2 pay-per-view dates out the year. You know what I'm saying? It's business. It ain't personal. It ain't got nothing to do now. Fans and people that don't understand it is business. They might take it personal. They might come off like they taking it personal. You know what I mean? But it ain't personal. It's all business. They don't want them dates. They don't want him to take up 2 or 3 pay-per-view dates in a year. God forbid. Devin Haney. Come on now.
Some people take it too personal, but I would be happy for the young brother. You know, hey, you know what I mean. But some people, take it personal. Yeah,
I think a lot of times it comes down to certain people. See, Tank don't say much.
No, he don't,
and he comes off as very humble. You see what I'm saying? Like people respect him because he not mouthy, and he comes off as very humble. Coach Calvin, not mouthy. Coach Kenny, not mouthy. They're very humble. Right. So I understand 100% how Bill is coming off to people. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's just that Devin has to get that strap medal. The thing is that the only reason that Bill has to do what he's doing, if he had Floyd, he wouldn't have to do it. You see what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
He has to promote him. If he didn't promote Devin or he didn't talk like he talking, we wouldn't know. Nobody would know who Devin is. They would be who's this dude?
Yeah, if Bill didn't do it, who would?
I can't agree with that though, B3.
Go ahead with it.
Because in the same sense, Tank was just signed to Mayweather. Floyd didn't really do as much talking.
Thank you. Hold
on.
What's up, old school?
What's happening?
What happened, Remo?
Yeah. I don't think Floyd did as much talking in a positive manner for Tank like that. Tank, I mean, he just was chosen by the people. It wasn't like Floyd was like over speaking. He never tweeted him. It's not like he wasn't doing much from a fan's perspective of me just looking at like what promotion really is. Leonard did Ellaby did a lot of talking, but Ellaby didn't even really overtalk Tank as well. When it was time to fight, he spoke highly of him.
He broke up again, Remo.
I just think Bill does a lot of talking in the media, and it's not working in Devin's favor, where people are kind of like pulling themselves back.
Floyd did all this talking about Floyd.
Yeah, exactly.
Tank's actually a quiet dude.
Yeah, overall, I think people
if you watched him that time on the Rise podcast, Tank sat there playing with his phone the whole time. Calvin had to talk to him to get him to talk.
Breaking up.
Y'all heard me?
Yeah. Nah, I can hear you now, but it broke up a little bit on my end.
I said if you watched Tank when he was on the Rise that time, Tank sat there playing with his phone. Calvin literally had to talk to him to get him to talk. Tank is not a guy that says much. He's just that way, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Will Oscar, I completely agree with you, and that's why I kind of like Tank like the way I do is because he He's a man of a few words. You know, he like to talk with his hands, and you see kind of sometimes when he talk, he might talk in a disrespectful way to you because, you know, depending on what the situation is, because he's most of the time he's responding to disrespect. But to answer Remo, to speak up to Remo, is that Floyd. So Floyd is larger than life in boxing, Remo, and that's just what it is. So the fact that Tank was getting on Floyd undercards, and he was, and it's just a platform. It's not necessarily because even Tank came out. I don't even want to speak on that really, but it's really just a platform. You see what I'm saying? He put Tank in position. Now Tank, as an individual as of himself, his performance in the ring has catapulted him to be who he is today and how we view him. But that is not possible without Floyd. And the reason why it's not possible is because they had the pay-per-view model already in place. And that's why it all translates. It moves like it's like a machine that they use.
See, I'm gonna give you the other side of the culture, right? Aside, because I do a lot of the identification of the shit outside of just boxing, right? Most of these young kids that's into the internet, what do they call themselves? Introverts, right?
Yeah.
They could relate to Tank because he's not really a people's person, but people love these type of kids. That Triple X kid that passed away. All these kids identify themselves as introverts, and they pop out when they want to. And when they do pop out, what you notice that they do? They tweet. That's how they get their shit off. Tank is of that culture of today's society. That's why they champion. That's why I always say, regardless to what Devin is trying to present to the people, is not going to really attach because you have to be chosen by the people. You can't fool them. They like what they like. So when I say Devin's, listen, I give it up to him all the time. He's an excellent boxer, 100%. But what he wants to be presented at and champion as is the people's champ, and they just didn't choose him.
Hey Remo, I agree with you, but let me put it. This is how I look at it, and this is how I really truly look at it though.
Okay.
Tank is like, this would be like, let me say if I wanted to disrespect Tank, if I wanted to just talk crazy, like, some people do. Mm-hmm. That would be the equivalent of talking shit about Michael Jordan in the 90s.
Okay.
That's how I look at it, bro. Tank is on a whole nother level because he solidified himself and like in the people's eyes, everybody looks at him as the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the face of boxing, the killer gorilla. And the reason why is that.
Say that again, Cass.
No, what I was saying. That point it's almost like you don't have a choice. What I mean is like the people, they really don't even have a choice. Let me say this. If the godfather of boxing, right, in this era, who is Floyd, if he deems you and stamps you, gives you the platform, gives you the pay-per-view model, you already a beast in the ring. Then you got the background, your story, and you ultimately you dominate in your competition. It's like that's the equivalency. It's like talking bad about Michael Jordan in the 90s. You look stupid. You sound stupid.
I hold on. Stay right there, because I'm gonna piggyback off that exact statement, right? Mm-hmm. But during the 90s, right, when Michael Jordan was that man, right, and he was champion or deemed as the creme de la creme. During that era, you still had David Robinson. You still had Scottie Pippen. You still had who else? Charles Barkley. You had all these dudes.
Ewing.
Yeah, exactly. And guess what? They all became B3 Hall of Famers. But some people are just not chosen to be that guy. Now let me bring it back to boxing. Floyd Mayweather was the money man of boxing. Correct? Can we agree on that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
But in that same era, in that same vein of conversation, you also did have the Cottos, You had the De La Hoyas. You had all of these other figures around him. Zab Judas. The thing is that these guys are exactly, but these guys are still Hall of Famers, but they never were seen as Floyd. Everybody can't get the same staple, but Devin is kind of chasing. He's kind of chasing a gray wolf by being named that guy. That guy. It's not a necessity for him to be that guy if you really are just that good. You might not be stamped and labeled as that guy by the public, but you're still a great fighter. But you look crazy trying to tell the people what you are when they haven't chosen you. And that's my only thing with him. That's my only thing with him, bro.
Look.
Hey, old school, did I knock you off? Or you
Yeah, for a second. For a second. Look, let me tell you this. Let me tell y'all the problem with Devin. Devin's marketability isn't good because he doesn't knock people out. Boxing through its history has always, everybody loves a knockout. And back in the old days, people had technical knowledge when they were watching boxing. Today, the casuals know nothing. Hardly any of them know any damn thing about boxing. So what do they like? They like knockouts. And with Devin not knocking people out, people ain't buying the fights. Yeah, the people like us that know a little something about boxing, we're going to buy the fights because we want to see that. We want to see the technical boxing. But when you're not knocking people out, it's hard to get the casuals to buy. So he's probably always going to struggle when it comes to selling pay-per-views, unfortunately.
Hey, Will, so I agree 100% with you. So this is how I look at it though, because I do support Devin Haney, and I support a lot of the fighters, but because I do support Devin Haney, I see it from a different perspective. Only because, Floyd he lost the allure of knocking people out for a while, and he kept selling pay-per-views. And of course, maybe that's, the opponents that he chose and whatnot, they was big events. The only thing is, Will, old school, is that it's like there's an effort to to kind of discredit him, and not necessarily, I can't speak on it and say it's like a group or one individual person, but it's just like a mentality about him. You see what I'm saying? Like we'll see. Part of that problem is his daddy. If his daddy would keep his damn mouth shut and quit pissing people off, he'd do better. I hate to say it, but his daddy is a big part of his problem. It's a hard line. It's a hard line.
And B3, check this out, B3. Mm-hmm. Money Mayweather already had Pretty Boy to piggyback off of too, Did that make a difference with Floyd?
Well, another thing about Pretty Boy was knocking people out. Pretty Boy was knocking people out.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all not gonna get in an argument with me on that. That's 100% correct. But here's the only issue is that granted Devin not getting the knockouts, but we all know, we hardcores, we all know that the names and the fighters that he's fighting, it's almost like he's not even getting credit for beating them.
B3.
Let alone knocking them out.
He sold the Gamboa fight was supposed to be the display as a kill count to say, all right, put me on pay-per-view. He said, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him worse than Tank did. He went 12 with him, not being in shape. He had a gut coming off an Achilles, so that means he couldn't really run, and he still didn't do no damage to him. He beat him on 12 rounds correctly, boxing. I'm gonna give you that. But my thing is, it's like he keeps setting himself up to say, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You're lying to the public. You're a great boxer. You're not a knockout artist. I'm a knock what's the name the fuck out. That's what he said, right? I'm a knock Regis the fuck out. If the opportunity presents itself like it was there, why pull back? But you can't say that and then give Richard Hitchens shit for not completing the mission as well. It's the same thing.
I'll put it to you like this. I can't. Regis stops the Pater, so I give Devin a little bit of credit. But I'm with you 100%. When you say something, you need to stand by your word. And the fact that he put that on wax. He was obligated when the opportunity presented itself to follow through, and I definitely bet it. I ain't gonna lie, I did cover him getting a late stoppage in that fight because it was just super money. But
and it was there though. The knockout was there.
He said Bill pulled him back.
I think so. Here's the thing.
And what's the common denominator? Bill.
This is what I say about that knockout though with the Regis fight. Devin, he needed to. He's not, like y'all said, he ain't got a knockout in about 4 or 5 years or whatever. So
yeah,
it's almost like the trait. I don't know if he's stopping dudes and sparring. I don't know what's happening, but it's almost like the killer instinct is not showing. It's just not showing. That's the only thing I can see that why he wouldn't go for that knockout is because, Regis was tough. Let's keep it a buck. Regis really wasn't trying to just get knocked out. His corner was asking him if they wanted to stop the fight. He was like, "No, I'm good." So I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of Devin not punching as hard as we would like a champion. We would like one of the top pay-per-view guys to punch, and also that killer instinct. I just feel like if he would have maybe got a couple stoppages in the last couple years, he would have probably pressed the action a little bit. But Devin is he's such a technician, and we don't see everything that happens in the gym. So he probably has tried to press up on somebody before and got clipped. You see what I'm saying? So he just sometimes what's great about you people will also look at it as a weakness as well. So you being a skilled technical boxer, that may also, if you like, I think Ant was talking about it the other day with being too disciplined, that could hurt you.
I got 2 questions for you.
Well,
go ahead, Will.
Go ahead. Everybody think
about this. Think about this.
Go ahead. Everybody get a point.
When Devin's in sparring. All right, hold on. When Devin weighed in that night, walking in the ring, he was 165. How much you think he weighs in sparring?
Yep, good point. Great point.
Good point, those.
Great point.
Maybe that's why he's clipping dudes in sparring. Now, as far as fight night, like when Bill pulled him back, how worried is Bill about Devin's chin?
Yeah,
Think about that one too.
That's another good question.
That's a great point, man. That's a great point. It's just how do you build a chin? You can't. Like it's gotta be in you. So
yeah,
that's the thing.
That's what I think. I believe so because we've seen how he survived with Linares. You have to have practice to be able to do that. You cannot getting clipped and being able to survive and clinch for 2 rounds and fight the man off for 2 rounds. That's a learned behavior. You have to learn it. You can't just do that just one time. So with that said, and we've seen Floyd get clipped and hurt with Shane Mosley. When you get and we also seen the backlash that Devin received when he did get clipped. So I think they have a concerted effort. They want clean boxing. They don't want him putting himself in harm's way. And if y'all saying that that's gonna hurt his pay-per-view and his marketability, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what's gonna happen to him. I mean, I can't. Nobody can argue that. If you're not gonna go for the knockout, if you worried about your chin, then at the end of the day, you're gonna have a select few people that's really gonna stream your fight. They're gonna still watch you because it's still high level entertainment. But what was you gonna? Oh, go ahead. What was you gonna say, Remo? And we gotta cut it short.
Before we get off, we could put a pin in it for tomorrow, right? V3.
Yeah.
What I wanted to know, and I just want to give you 2 examples, right? Devin versus, not Devin. Keith Thurman versus Barrios. They put that on pay-per-view. Keith Thurman has not knocked out anybody in a long time. So I would
What's
love
up,
to see
Just
what those numbers kind of look like in comparison to what Devin and them did, because Barrios isn't a big name, Regis wasn't a big name. Thurman hasn't knocked out anybody in a long time, and he took a lot of breaks in the sport. And they kind of detracted from him based that he lost to Pacquiao. So I would love to compare those numbers because Devin is supposed to be hot right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
that's one. That's one.
It's just do boxing. No, go ahead and make your other point, Remo.
Yeah, and the second point is Barrios is not looked at as a knockout puncher. He's a technician where he sticks behind the jab. But when he had Ugas hurt, he made him pay for it, and he forced the referee to stop that fight. That's what Devin's
Yep.
missing. He don't have to
Yep.
have power, but if somebody's hurting, you attack that eye. You know
That's right.
something's wrong with him. Attack that eye. Devin knew that Regis was depleted. He had nothing for him, and he couldn't take any more damage. But he never went for it, and that's the difference between what the people love, which becomes stars, and just being another good boxer, which is not a bad thing. And that's it, man.
Hey, appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you, Cass. Appreciate you, Remo. We're old school.
Okay.
I know you about to close
we
it,
gotta
Cass.
cut it,
All I
man.
really want to say real quick
Okay.
is that with that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Regis was more off balance than hurt. And if we know that like that 10th, 11th, 12th round, Regis pressed the action the whole time because they didn't want them to stop the fight. But he was coming forward the whole time, so it was gonna be hard for that stoppage. But we on 100. We're gonna chop it up for sure.
All right, my bro.
Okay. We'll pick it back up.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna just say this. You know how they say they can't teach speed? You can't teach chin. All right. Appreciate everybody.
All right, Cass. Y'all take it easy.
All right,
We'll do it again tomorrow. Okay, it's now 4:00 time.
Hopefully, I'll be at work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true too. Hopefully, it don't rain. Old school can make it to work. All right. Appreciate everybody. Time for Just Do Boxing. Okay, in the building today, Just Do Boxing, B3, Remo Pound JBT, One Eye Willie, Lonnie Lee, Mike Rhyme, D for the win, Jaleese Hunt, Showtime the Guy Pass, New Era Boxing Bets TV, Old School, the Boxing Menu Podcast, iBoxing Hub. And that's it for today. We're going to slide on over to Just Do Boxing now, the voice, getting ready to be in progress. I done ran 3 minutes over. But I appreciate everybody that keeps on rocking with my little small channel. Cass Sports, y'all. I'm out.